Have you checked the children? You're a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the horror show quarantine review style. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Robert Duell.
And we are here to close out, for the second time, our review series of The Howling. We technically already recorded this review, but a technical issue made it go away. So we are here to re-record it and finish out the series. Again, we couldn't record episode 7 because neither of us have access to New Moon Rising right now. And I'm not sure I want to spend $35 on a VHS copy and attempt to hook everything up. So, yeah, we'll see if someone magically knows how we can watch it. Then maybe we can finish this out and do a ranking of the movies. But let's talk about the 2000 teens. I think it was 2012, maybe. The Howling Reborn. And this was the studio's attempt to relaunch the series in a straight to video or DVD format, but essentially they tried to make it a teen love story with werewolves intermingled. So absolutely nothing to do with the original plot or story, or it's not even trying to remake the original plot or anything. It's trying to do a whole new thing with werewolves, just using the Howling name. And for my overall thoughts, I'll say that I liked it better than some of the movies in the series, but I would say I'd place it probably 4th. I'd go 1, 5, 6, then this one before I get to 2, 3, or 4 again. Robert, what are your overall thoughts on it?
Overall thoughts, yeah, I could definitely leave this one in the gate. So it was honestly, it was probably one of the next to at least marsupials for just the story wise. It was one of the worst ones. I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, I mean, we're not going to belabor this review very much, guys, because A, we've done it before, and B, there's not really a lot to say about this one. So it starts off, the story, the long and short of the story is there's a teenager who is starting to experience different things. It's kind of like Spider Wolfman. Because he starts to sense things better and starts to hear things and starts to just have weird things going on. And at the same time, there seems to be something stalking or killing the students around him at his high school. And there's a girl that he's really into, but she's kind of mysterious, and we don't know if she's the wolf that we obviously know is the thing that's running around. We don't know if he's the wolf. We don't know what's going on, but eventually we find out that he is part wolf because a woman shows up that turns out to be his mom, who's been long lost, but has actually been watching over him, trying to make sure that he went the way of the wolf, so to speak. And now she's trying to claim him, and he doesn't want to go, and it's that typical stuff, but not even played as interestingly as I think I just described it. So yeah, I mean, the story is just kind of simple. And what's really stupid is that they lean hard into the whole love conquers all bit towards the end, and it's just so dumb. So the story just plays out really lamely. I don't know. What did you think of the story, Robert?
They had actually so much potential. I feel like they could have done with this remake, but where they fell is they went to the teen route. They tried doing that the werewolf story. The love story thing doesn't need to be. Mm-hmm. Anytime really I see like a werewolf movie that has some sort of a strong love story in it, 9 out of 10 times that movie does crap.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter how good your graphics are or whatever like that. Some of my biggest issues with the story is there's definitely a lot of plot holes on it, especially explanations and things that they expect you to already know about characters that hasn't even been brought up, or that's immediately brought up and is like, well, why didn't you know this already?
Right.
No, I'm sorry about that. No.
Do you think it works as a Howling movie, just a separate kind of Howling movie?
Not necessarily, because it's basically just one of those things that they just rehash the name to try and get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, like, and even that's the thing too. It's like with all the other Howling movies, we'll even go up to like 6. For the most part, they were all based around one or two, a couple of things for continuity wise to intertwine them all.
Right.
This one had nothing to do with any of that.
Right. Yeah, it's trying to do its own thing, but ultimately it ends up feeling like an episode of a teeny werewolf show more than anything else, and not in any kind of good way. I watched Teen Wolf, and it's nowhere near as good as Teen Wolf was, so I don't know. Any of the acting do anything for you?
Not particularly, no. Like, I would say, like, maybe the mother. Oh, shit. 1 second.
Okay.
All right. Put that back. All right. I would say probably the mother, for being the villainess, would actually have stuck out a little bit more for me for the acting-wise. Other than that, our main guy, he held it well enough for what he could, but I couldn't take him serious enough in the role. Yeah. And even the girl, I've seen her in other things. Like, she's not a bad actress, don't get me wrong, but a lot of all the acting still goes back and falls onto your writing. Mm-hmm. I think that's where this movie failed the most, and especially with the rest of the actors, because you can only do so much.
Yeah, exactly. There's only so much they can do with. You can't polish a turd necessarily, you know. That script was very turd-like, so yeah,
it was.
Didn't work out well for the movie, unfortunately. The cinematography and the sound design and all that stuff, it's all very basic. It doesn't look like anyone put any specific extra effort into it. And there's actually something that I forgot to talk about the first time with regards to the effects. Okay, so I will reiterate that I did like the wolves at the end. There were 2 wolves at the end, the master wolf and then the him wolf, and technically 3 because another one kind of shows up as well. I liked those. I liked the big suited wolves. This was more along the lines of dog soldiers, or more specifically even Bad Moon, which we're about to review as well. I liked those werewolves, but some of the effects were just dumb, including at one point there's a person that gets thrown down a stairwell or in between the stairwell, and they just literally use a dummy and don't bother to try and get any other angles to make it not look like a dummy. So the person gets thrown over and it just falls weird and it lands limply like nobody ever would, and I can't believe they kept all of it in, and it's just so bad. So the effects are truly a mixed bag. I liked the wolves at the end, but everything else was kind of trash. What about you?
No, it's funny. It's actually funny you bring up that whole stairwell scene, because as I was watching it, it's like, what the hell are they doing? Because nothing actually happened in the entire scene. Mm-hmm. And then somehow he just gets launched. Mm-hmm. And so you don't see anything. I'm just like, I'm sorry, but that, for me, that scene personally should have gone a completely different route. Like, we should have repainted the hallway.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was pretty pointless, is what it was.
It really was. And like you were saying, like, for the wolves at the end of the movie, like, there are we'll say 3 main wolves and everything. Mm-hmm. Those actually look really good. Mm-hmm. The full body suits and everything. I'll call them the foot soldier wolves. Mm-hmm. Holy crap! Those things look god awful. They were basically like, it almost like Dracula from Bram Stoker's Dracula, the 90s one. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just trying to tweak it up a little bit, you know, give him more of a wolf face. Mm-hmm. Ears massive, and not to mention the upper torso being naked, and he basically has poofy pants on of fur.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
I don't know. I don't like that. Mm-hmm. That drove me right out. And you can't take those seriously. You can't be scared of them, because you more just laugh and mock at them.
Mm-hmm. But the most egregious, I think, sin of the movie is that they actually literally in 2012 tried to pull off the whole, he is now a human, the girl is now a wolf and going crazy, and he literally stops her with the power of love. He says, "No, I love you, don't," and the wolf stops and changes back And it's like, no, it's so dumb. Why would you do? And I don't even care that I'm spoiling that because it's. I don't want you guys to waste your time with this movie.
No,
How did you like that, Robert?
Yeah, no, because here's my kicker, especially on that ending scene. He's a werewolf. Mm-hmm. Why? There, you should have no need to really go after him. Like, what's that point?
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. I'm just This movie actually kind of irritated me on more fronts than it did. 'Cause I started doing like a little rewatch and everything, and then just stopping.
Yeah. There's no real reason to.
Yeah. No, I'm just like, no, I can't do this.
Well, I think everyone probably gets our point. You guys, The Howling Reborn is not really worth your time. I think I was more positive last time I talked about it, but in retrospect, there's just not a whole lot that can really save this one, and nothing that really does. I liked the wolf suits, but man, it doesn't outweigh the rest of the movie. I really can't say that it does. So, yeah, I think that's probably going to cover our thoughts on it. So, I don't know. Any final thoughts from you, Robert?
I will say the cinematography on that terrible fight scene at the end.
Yeah.
You're basically like they have a seizure as they're filming it and everything. It's like I want to be able to see my werewolves fight. Yeah. I want to see creatures.
Mm-hmm. Usually that kind of stuff is done because they don't know how to shoot action, or they haven't choreographed enough to keep it in a wide angle and make it look good. So they have to cut a bunch of times, and you can't tell what's going on, and it's jarring, and it's shaky cam, and it's just so stupid.
Yeah, it looks like garbage.
Yeah, it does. So. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our thoughts on this one. Not really much else that's worth talking about. So let us know in the comments down below if you like this one for some reason. Maybe I'll bet there's probably a contingent of people that saw this, that with their parents were still going to Blockbuster, and they managed to sneak this out because I think this came out a year or two maybe before Blockbuster went under. And so some people definitely did see it, including myself. And I wonder if there's anyone out there that actually likes it. Maybe this was their first Howling experience. But I'd be curious. So let us know in the comments down below what your thoughts are, if you have any thoughts on it, if you've even seen it. Until next time, though, I appreciate you guys. I've been Cecil Laird.
Robert Duell.
And remember, stay scared.
Stay scared, everybody.